Good morning all. You join me on a very icy morning on the brand new BMW R1250GS. Let's have a chat about this bike, shall we? Join me after the intro, we'll get into it. Roll it! There's snow over there on the tops. We'll have to be a little bit careful. Good morning and welcome everybody. My name's Richa Arc. Thank you for being here. Right, well this one has been a long time coming. Finally managed to shoehorn my foot into the doors at BMW. So thank you BMW for that. And yeah, thought we'd start on the big one. Everyone's constantly asking me about this and the Africa Twin, and which is the best. And I seem to have woken up with a bit of a cold this morning. I think I suspect I know where it's come from. I don't know if anybody saw the live stream I did at TMF's house with lamb chops and Mr. Bruce Teapot. Well, Chopsy was sat right behind me with a bloody cold. But old COVID tested before we went, so it's not that. But I do believe, Chopsy, you've given me your code, you swine. Anyway, I digress. It's 0 degrees at the moment, freezing. I've done about 500 miles on this bike so far. I've got it for another week or so yet. This is the first video I've made on it because I wanted to go out and, you know, make my mind up and have a bit of a play around. And first thing I did, we went out at night. I like to go out at night on bikes. I love riding at night actually. So I've been wanting to review this bike for ages because everybody bangs on about it being the best adventure bike on the road. It's always GS. Oh yeah, it's great, but it's not a GS. Everything comes back to the GS all the time. There's no denying it's a great bike. But I want to see what all the fuss is about, why everyone's banging on about them all the time. There's a lot of ice about. We'll get the negatives out of the way first and then go on to the positives. Right, so this bit is all about the negatives. Sit tight folks, sit tight. Right, so the first time I took it out was at night. We're in winter time, so it's dark very early and very dark. First thing, on a bike that's supposed to be sitting pretty at the top of the tree, no bloody illuminated switchgear. And I know I bang on about this all the time, but at night time I'd like to be able to see what's in front of me. If some manufacturers can do it, why don't they all do it? And I think, you know, a bike that's this decorated, if you like, and coveted as the best, why doesn't it have the best stuff? Bloody hell, there's loads of ice about. So yeah, no illuminated switchgear. Disappointing, BMW. Disappointing. Number 2, the centre stand, when it's up, when we're riding, catches your heel on your left foot, and it's really annoying me. I like to ride with my balls and my feet on the pegs, and it's constantly interfering with my left heel. And like now, I'm tapping it. I'm bouncing the stand up and down with my heel. So there's a couple of times where I think, what is that in my way? And it's the stand. Not a massive deal, and as I've done now 500 miles, all I've done, I've utched my feet forward a little bit so I don't feel it. But it's just one of those things. I like to ride with my balls and my feet on my pegs, and if I do so, it's banging into my heel, winding me up. Number 3, the quick shifter on this 1250. I've done 500 miles on it. I wanted to see if it was something that I were doing wrong, or, you know, technique. And I've done 500 miles, so I'm pretty sure it's just how it is. Oh my god. I'll have to take this very, very steady, folks. But the quick shifter is mega clunky. It's like you're like lurching forward and you're changing gear on it. So I'm kind of opting not to use it. Oh man, what a beautiful morning. Oh, I ain't getting up there, am I? We're getting high up, you see. Oh dear. See it dumping? Like diving every time I change gear. This could be a mistake. Is it? Yeah. Alright pal, thank you. Thanks for that. I have to change my plans. Good lad, thank you for that. Appreciate it. It always gets bad up here. Yeah, we'll go main road then instead. Anyway, you know, we're still out. Let's carry on making a video. Right, let's get back to it. So the quick shift is clunky. I find myself not using it because of that. Number 4, it's got a DIN socket underneath my left arse cheek, but it only supplies 5 amps. So that means my heated jacket, which needs 5.5 amps to power, doesn't work. So I've had to plug in, I've had to put the battery in my heated jacket, which I don't really like because I feel it's getting in the way. So yeah, that's that. Not really a big deal, but it's there, isn't it? It's a negative. Number 5, this one might be a little slightly controversial. Very surprisingly, and this again could be down to me and not sorting out settings yet, the first time I took it out at night, I decided to go off-roading on my own at night. But it's got an SOS thing, so if I needed it, there it is. Only light off-roading, I might add. And slight disclaimer, I've not figured out within the mode settings that you can pick and choose what you want to show up as your modes, your riding modes. I've since figured that out and I've since changed it, but at the time I didn't have Enduro or Enduro Pro available, so I just put it into road and took it off-roading, and it was horrible. I'm very, very, very surprised to say that it was horrible. Again, this is only a disclaimer one really, because I don't know if that was down to settings, so I'm going to do it again in Enduro and Enduro Pro and see if it's any different. But yeah, I was surprised. You know, the Africa Twin is way better off-road, way better, like way more capable, way more confidence inspiring, just seems better all around. So I was surprised at that, because you know, the stuff we've done in Toro I've loved, but again it was Enduro Pro there, so we'll draw a line under that one, I think, and we'll come back to that. So that's 5, is it 5 negatives? And genuinely, I'm struggling to find any more. Let's go on to the positives and see if they outweigh the negatives. Right then, let's start with the positives, and we'll say this with a smile because it sounds more positive, doesn't it? Right, so the positive, first positive, I've got a list as long as my arm actually. While we take this steady, icy ride to breakfast. So as I said, the first time I took it out, it was pitch black, it was night time. I did not know this until I discovered it on those pitch black country lanes. The headlights are self-leveling. How amazing is that? And that is a massive one for me, that is. So your bike can be really leant over going into a corner and your headlights are still perfectly level. You know, they don't go with the bike. Because if you think about it, you're going into a right-hander nice and tight. If your headlight stays still, the beam is down on the floor somewhere where it needs to be up on the corner. So the headlight stays level. I was like, hang on a minute, these are self-leveling. And I'm like, going left and right on the bike, and the headlights just stay perfectly level. So bravo BMW for that, bravo. I'm quite surprised I didn't know that actually. It's probably because I've never taken one out at night before. Yeah, and along with that, the headlights are incredible. So I'm very, very pleased about that. Number 2, it's got a heated seat, rider and pillion. Now that is mega. As I said, I've done about 500 miles and I've had that seat, because it's freezing now obviously, I've had the seat on all the time. It's on now. It's got 5 different settings and I'm on number 4, which is next to the hottest. And oh, honestly, it's stunning. My arse feels lovely and warm. Like I'm sat on a really comfy sofa, sat in front of a big burning stove. Right, number 3 in the pros list. This is another massive one for me, massive. And after doing these miles on it, I'll absolutely, it still surprises me and it still shocks me how good it is. The front brake suspension combo, it's just amazing. The telelever suspension, the front end does not move, so you can brake as hard as you want, you know, when you're accelerating and braking and pulling up to a standstill. The front end does not move, does not bounce. With the suspension it does, with the brakes it doesn't, I mean. So you just, hang on, watch, see, it doesn't do anything. It makes the bike feel like it's like gliding almost. There's no movement at all, and I really think that is amazing. Which brings me to number 4. The balance of this bike has got to be one of the best I've ever ridden. It is so well balanced. I'm so confident with that. It just does not move at all. Let me get it to 40. 39. It's just perfect. Lean back. It's so balanced, so perfectly balanced. You can even sit on the pillion seat and just let it do its thing. It feels so planted and so well balanced that I'm quite shocked just how good that is. Number 5. This is a cosmetic thing, aesthetic thing. Look how sexy these mirrors are. I'm sure they're like a £10,000 extra or something, but still, look how amazing they look. Really nice, really like top notch. One thing, yesterday I rode up from London and it was horrible. All up the motorway, disgusting weather, wet, salty, and it's literally all over the bike. The salt is all over the bike, so it'd be interesting to see how these cope, because as you can see at the moment, they've got salt marks all over them. See them? It's actually disgusting, the bike is at the moment, so I apologise for that. I apologise for delivering a review video with the bike looking in this state. Look, there's no way I'm going out washing a bike in -1 degree. Was that 5 or 6? Can't remember. 5, yeah, that was 5. Number 6. The TFT screen is so quick and precise. You know, when you turn the ignition on, it's like probably 2 seconds and it's up and ready to go. I only notice how quick this screen is because of how slow the Africa Twin screen is, and at first it didn't bother me. And if you're on just normal runs like this, it really doesn't bother you. It takes probably, I know, it can take up to like 10 seconds for it to boot up. So like you put your ignition on, turn it on, then you get like a warning screen that you have to OK, and then that all sorts itself out. Then the Apple CarPlay thing all boots up, but it just takes too long. And when you're out on tour, you know, you're starting and stopping for photos, you're getting on and off, turn ignition off, turn it back on, it gets very old very quick. So yeah, this screen is very sharp, very quick, very precise. Which brings me on to number 7, technology within that screen. There's loads you can do. Tyre pressure sensors, again your hot seat, hot grips, very easy to use, not complicated, loads of available technology. The suspension's all, you can just do it on your switch gear, change it however you want it, and it does make a real noticeable difference as well when you do change the settings. Number 8 in the pros list. It goes like stink and it's mega responsive. Really responsive, and I don't know if that's down to the shaft drive and not having anything lost in translation with the chain, or just a great engine. But it's so responsive. The wheel is lovely too. I'm not going to be doing that today. I can't remember what number I'm on. I lost count of my numbers. So I'll tell you what, let's scrap the numbers and I'll just carry on. It's got dual USB ports on the screen there, you see, which is very good. The finish of all these extras is very high, it really is very nice. The bike's very, very comfy. Seat's comfy. The position's comfy. I'm looking for the settings for the spikes on the tyres to pop the spikes out, but I can't find it. How do you pop the spikes on the tyres out? Must have it being a, you know, GS. So far the road riding experience on this bike is great. It's, like I say, it's so well balanced and so well behaved as well. You know, it's got really nice road manners. The switch gear's all nice and handy. The riding's very smooth. The engine, the Boxer engine, is very, very smooth. A lot of people say it's lumpy. I've only found it to be lumpy when I'm ticking over. You know, you're sitting at a junction and you're ticking over, then it feels a bit lumpy. But the riding is really smooth if you don't use the quick shifter, that is. Oh, there's another negative I need to jump in at. Sorry to jump into a negative while we're in the positives. And this is something I didn't know and never noticed before, having ridden out in Toro. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. You know the big cylinders that are sticking out either side? This is down to Moto Mogul, who I recently met for a chat. He pointed something out to me and now I can't unsee it. In fact, I don't even want to look down. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to tell you. Because you might not have noticed that either. And it's one of those things, once you do see it, you can't unsee it. I don't know if I want to tell you about this other thing. The cylinder placement actually is quite nice. So you can pick your legs up and rest your legs on them. Look like this. Oh, in fact, I'll show you while I'm doing like that. Look. Look at that, resting my legs down there, nice and comfy, and that is actually really comfy. But if I move my legs, you're going to see something that I don't want to show you. Oh, let's get on with it. Look, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, let me turn the camera down, then you will. They're offset. They're bloody offset. The left-hand side is further forward than the right-hand side. I can't look at that. I can't look at that. Damn you, Mogul. All these GS owners are going to go straight out to the garage and sit on it and look down and go, oh no, oh no. Not good at all for your OCD or, you know, your symmetrical minds, as mine is. I mean, really, the list of pros goes on. It's a great bike. It's a really great bike, no question. There's no question about that. Look, front brake, look, front end's not moved anywhere. Most other bikes dive, don't they, with the front brake? And that's not an issue at all. It's just how bikes are and how bikes have always been. But then all of a sudden, you know, these turn up with this fancy new wizardry that stops that happening. And I think it's very good, very, very, very good. And I think if you got used to that, like if you owned one of these, getting used to that without realising it, when you get back on a different bike, you'd be like, oh, the bike feels like it's, you know, all over the shop, like bouncing, and because this is just so, like I say, so balanced, so well balanced. It really is. Watch. Won't go anywhere. It just does not go anywhere. I will say it doesn't excite me very much, and I don't know why that is. I think it's because it does everything so well that there's no, I don't know, it takes a bit of excitement away. Something I always say about the Africa Twin is its character. It's got so much character, and it makes you smile when you're on it. Yeah, there's bits on this that I'd love the Africa Twin to have. This telly lever, for instance. If it had the telly lever, heated seat, these very sexy mirrors. I wonder if I can make these fit. Of course I can, it should only be a thread. But knowing BMW, it'll be a special magic cross double loop thread that doesn't work on anything else. Yeah, it doesn't excite me as much as the Africa Twin does. It's a very, 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 very good, nice bike. It does everything very well. Ooh, my horse is nipping like mad when I go over this ice. Yeah, it does everything very well and with ease. Like I say, it's mega responsive. You know, had the weather been a bit different today, I could have shown you, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get a chance to do that in this video. Last few times I've been out on it, the weather's been lovely, apart from yesterday. Right, I'm going to go and have some breakfast and a big fat cup of tea. And that's my first thoughts on this, yeah, lovely BMW R1250GS. Oh, tree down. Yeah, this storm R-wind's been quite bad. Right bad, actually. It's full ice here, look. Staged. Yeah, sliding. Will do. Yeah, that was a bit nerve-wracking. Oh folks, I think I've made a massive mistake here. Alright, I've got to try and get out of here in one piece. If I drop this, I will not be able to pick it back up, because I just can barely even stand up. Traction control helping me there. There we go, there we go. Steady, steady, steady. I'm panicking a little bit, I'll not lie. One guy came up and asked for directions. I'm literally the only person sat there eating. The guy came in, walked and came up and said, "Is that your motorbike?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on it, yeah." And then he said, as he walked out, "You're very brave." And I kind of giggled and thought, oh, it's not that bad, is it? And then the owner of the shop came up, or the guy who works there, and said, "Hey mate, you got the spiked tyres on then?" I said, "No." I said, "No mate, I'm just stupid." And then I've proceeded to panic ever since he said that, at the thought of getting back on it. Just get us home in one piece. So in a way folks, I stand by my going against the grain that I kind of do, and you know, this is a great bike, I love it, and I'd happily, I guess you could crunch miles on this in perfect comfort. It's a fantastic bike. I just love the Africa Twin more. As simple as that. That's the good thing about people being different and having different tastes. Don't get me wrong, I'd love one of these. The two massive points for me on this bike are the self-leveling headlights and the telelever suspension. It's absolutely amazing. Watch. Just don't do anything. Oh, there's another positive I forgot to tell you. It's got hill hold. Pull your front brake lever hard when you're stopped, like a really tight squeeze, and it'll put on like handbrakes, if you like, and then it won't release that until you either give it another tight squeeze or accelerate out of it, which is really cool actually. Yeah. Oh, another massive positive, SOS. So if the bike goes over, it detects that the bike's gone over and contacts the emergency services for you. So you get contacted if you drop it. They ask you if you're alright and if you need assistance, and if you do, you just say yeah, and they know exactly where you are for your GPS point, so they can send someone to you. That's brilliant. I'm not sure if that's like a subscription service or if it's just, you know, with the bike, but it's a very, very, very good thing to have. Tank reserve level reached, right to the next filling station. Alright folks, well it looks like we should remain relatively unscathed. It's a bit drier up here, so we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. BMW R1250GS. Great bike. Really great bike. Taking into account its few niggles, it is a genuinely great bike. Right, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Richa Arc. Please do give us a subscribe and a thumbs up. Click the little bell so you can see more videos like this. Thanks very much folks. Always be good, be careful and be kind. See you soon. Bye bye.